Salut! Bienvenue dans mon atelier. Welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to share with you what I'm packing to take to France when I'm teaching this workshop in Provence at the end of September. So just a few more weeks, we'll be on our way. So this is my typical kind of setup traveling around the States when I go out to paint in plein air. And I usually carry this tote bag, and these are my typical supplies, and we'll get into each of those. The dog is not coming with, much to his chagrin. So when I'm traveling, I use generally my open box M. I also have the Prolific Painter setup, which I like a lot as well. But I think for France, I'm going to take the smaller box. It has a little side tray I can add. It opens up nicely, so my panel holder and my palette are one unit. And it's nice and compact, which is great. And of course, next thing you need is a good tripod. This one's pretty sturdy. It's, not a very expensive brand by any means. It has this little bag here, which is great for supplies, or, if it tends to be too windy or something, you can throw a few rocks in there too and help weight down the tripod so you don't catch the wind or it won't blow over as easily. Next, of course, I have a couple of small brush cleaners. This one is quite tiny. I could just set it on the edge there. This I think was the Mighty Mite cleaner. And this one I believe is from Prolific Painter as well. It's just got a hanging thing here, or I've strapped a string around it so I can hang it actually off my easel or my tripod there. It's got a little mesh screen in the bottom. When we get abroad, we will find white spirits, I believe they call it in France, so we'll get that there. You cannot fly with that. It is combustible. TSA won't like it, liquids will leak, it's not pretty. Oh, another thing I will take is a small travel-sized umbrella that will hook on to my tripod. So that just, I can configure that. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Frequently, I travel really light when I go out around here. I'm lazy, I don't want to carry a bunch. So I might use this, I might not. I tend to try to position myself so that the sun isn't on my palette directly. Next is, brushes. I keep them in my tote bag on the side generally, but to travel I will, I just use this little thing here, roll that up around them, and a little rubber band around it will keep them safe, keep bristles from getting bent up and stuff while you're traveling. So another thing, I'm not sure yet if I will be taking this tote bag or like a small backpack that will fit all of these things in there. So I'll be deciding that later. So next, tape is a great thing to have, of course. Always have a need, whether you have to, tighten up your tripod, tape a piece of linen to your board in order to paint. And then you have a loose thing that at the end of the painting session you take back to your hotel room, and you can stick it on the wall or lay it on a table or something out of the way where it can dry. So that's one good way to travel really lightly. Then these dry and you can just stack them up. You could also have wax paper and put between just in case if you're painting with oils. They do take a little bit longer to dry. So a couple of things I'll take are, this one is an oil paper. This one is Stonehenge. It's actually a newer brand, not unlike Arches. I just had gotten this one instead recently. I may need a smaller pad. We'll see. Sometimes it's nice to have a big pad as well, because then I can just, paint two on the same paper. Next, of course, there's always a more rigid canvas. And again, I think I need to order smaller size. I actually like Probably about a 10 by 12 is one, and 11 by 14. They're kind of my favorite sizes when I'm painting plein air. So I need to order some 10 by 12s for sure. And a trick now. One thing I do is, so say at the end of the painting day, I've got 2 paintings or just one, however it works out. One thing you can do is to take bulldog clips, place them kind of at the edges of your painting on all sides. You can do more if you wanted. This is a larger scene or a panel that I'll be carrying. And then you place that on top of those, and you get just enough separation there to keep the paint from getting wet. Oh, and well, at the end, rubber bands go around it. So, a couple of rubber bands, and now you slip that in your backpack or your tote bag. You can at least get some of those out of the way. And voila! Now, I think I'm going to take my Viva or a Job Squad paper towel roll. I just like the consistency of these. I think they do better with oil. Watercolors and water media, I think, do better with the more papery kind of paper towels. These are kind of a cloth-like one. So I'll have that. One thing I like to do is use these plastic sleeves that often come around like sheets, pillowcases, blankets. So this is a real nice little one. It holds the small tubes nicely. And I've thrown in here a few other little, like the scraper cards things. And another thing I do, and I have in here just these little note cards I take along, and that way I can do kind of a quick little sketch just on a note card. It's a little less bulky than a sketchbook, and that's just a good idea to do an initial sketch, find your scene, compose, or do like a little notan. So I use those sheet things, and on this, I got these a long time ago at pochade.com or Judson's Outdoor Painter, I think it is. And this just, you could print these up at home and do it yourself too. This just says, please note, contents, professional artist pigments of vegetable origin, not combustible. Thank you. So that just helps and gives the TSA a little notice that these are, we don't want to say paint, because paint sets off, alarm bells in their heads. So we want to point out they're vegetable pigments or colors, artist colors. So that's kind of a good thing. I think I have a sticker also on this, professional artist equipment and supplies. Please handle with care. Thank you. That sticker's got paint all over it. Probably will take a small sketchbook as well. I'm not sure which one yet. A pen. This is Art Graph water soluble graphite stick, which they're, I always enjoy sketching with this, and a little water brush. So last, here's another little pouch I'll have. I have some gloves in there. I have some bigger brushes, things for, scraping. I have some, another little hanger kind of thing, I think. I think this was something with a baby stroller, some way to hang toys off things or something. Anyway, that was some little hook like that is nice to have. Extra rubber bands, extra note cards for sketches, and then a very handy and good thing to have. I just saw it. Oh, it's taped in here, so I wouldn't lose it. Oops. This is a little, I don't know, they Allen wrench. I don't know what they call these. But if your tripod gets loose or something, it's great to have these to be able to tighten up these spots. So make sure this will fit yours, or if you have something similar to that, it's really good to have. because they will. They'll, you know, with them getting set up and down and knocked and whatever, they'll loosen up and it'll be frustrating. Of course, you want a little sun hat. And all of this will fit neatly into my my luggage here. And again, you'll have to check your paints. So all of that will go into your checked luggage. And that should do it. If I think of anything else, I will certainly update you. I didn't go over the exact colors I'm taking. I will have a large white, because I go through a lot of that. I will take this solvent-free gel from Gamblin, which it'll be quicker drying. It's an alkyd based. I like it again because it's non-toxic. And a roll of tape, always great to have. I think I said that. I think that is all. I'll talk later about the paints I'm taking, but like I said, I think it's better that you take what you're comfortable with. You know, I can share what I'm taking, and you know, if you might be interested in a color, you might want to get it to play with, or but there's so much that's going to be in front of us that's new and exciting and interesting, but we don't want to change everything we do, like starting with a whole new palette and color system. So, a bientôt.